to join the game at any time. Let's begin. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. Flubber was recalled for causing severe rashes and hair follicle infections. Use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie. The CEO of Taco Bell is required to eat Taco Bell for lunch every day. The R in Toys R Us stands for Robert. The Indiana legislature once tried to legally change the value of pi to 3.2. The founder of the FCC was a former porn director. Barack Obama's presidential portrait is winking. Norway has a professional pillow fighting league. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1. Here are your next 7 fact categories. Johnny Cash was almost killed in a fight with an ostrich. Christopher Lee owns J.R.R. Tolkien's old porch furniture. Pythagoras believed that beans had souls. Jim Beam is Jack Daniels' brother-in-law. The first Easy Bake Oven used propane. A cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds. You can see Hawaii from the Philippines. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is former Jell-O flavors. Which of these Jell-O flavors really existed? And which ones did we make up? Celery. Cream cheese and chives. Deviled egg. Coffee. BLT. Salmon. Chocolate. Let's see the final scores. It's time for another game of Lie Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. To win a lifetime supply of Quaker Oats, people lived as Quakers in 1996. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown is the most produced musical ever. 7-Up's name is a reference to the 7 deadly sins. The Waken Bacon alarm clock wakes people up with the smell of real cooking bacon. There are 4 statues in Boston dedicated to Mark Wahlberg. Lincoln tried to move the White House to Illinois. Men named Jim Beam are twice as likely to die from alcohol poisoning. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1. Here are your next 7 fact categories. More hamsters are kept in pets in New Zealand than dogs and cats combined. A former Australian Prime Minister held a Guinness World Record for beer drinking. There is a rebel group in the Philippines known as the MILF. Susan B. Anthony petitioned for women to be able to cheerlead in Ivy League schools. Warheads candy was created during the Cuban Missile Crisis. North Korea is actually south of South Korea. The Geico Gecko's actual name is Foster. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is middle names. Check out these facts about middle names, but watch out, some of them are lies. Bill Cosby's middle names are Rudy, Vanessa, Theo, and Denise. Sir Elton John's middle name is Hercules. Marge Simpson's middle name is Frankenstein. Winston Churchill's middle name was Adolf. Charlie Brown's middle name is Wemblingford. Mr. Rogers' middle name was McFeely. Barbie's middle name is Millicent. Let's see the final scores. It's time for another game of Lie Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. A bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The first recipient of a pig heart transplant was named Michael Bacon. The armadillo's closest living relative is the cockroach. A New York doctor created poker tox, Botox, that enhances a card player's poker face. A woman disguised as a man became CEO of Kodak in 1978. On their 25th birthday, single Danes are covered in cinnamon. Black licorice was originally flavored and dyed with squid ink. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1. Here are your new fact categories. Mao Zedong produced a movie about the life of Charlie Chaplin. The oldest depiction of a condom is a 15,000-year-old cave painting. A man named James Cameron died on the Titanic. Will Rogers was buried next to his horse. Jackie Chan trained as an opera singer. Sam's Club briefly sold Nadia Suleiman brand baby food. Seattle has over 100 wild yaks roaming the city. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is international names. Can you figure out which of these facts about international names are really lies? In Australia, Burger King is called Hungry Jack's. In Sweden, Friends is called Pod of Dependency. In Brazil, Target is called Bow e Quiver. In Germany, Mr. Clean is called Meister Proper. In India, Walmart is called Best Price Modern Wholesale. In Japan, Chuck E. Cheese is called House of Electronic Rat Pizza. In Italy, Mr. Bubble is called Tony Bathtub. Let's see the final scores. It's time for another game of Lie Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. Volkswagen only sold 2 Beetles their first year in the U.S. NASA spent $45 million to develop a fart-resistant spacesuit. The M on M&M's once held the world record for smallest printed letter. A man in Nevada was killed by poop from an overhead airplane toilet. Honey badgers die of exhaustion during sex. Some Muslim women swim in burkinis, swimsuit burqas. Jamie Lee Curtis is Jake Gyllenhaal's godmother. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1. Here are your new fact categories. Cats taste mostly with their whiskers. The Wonder Bra was made by the same company that made Wonder Bread. A Nelson fork, a half-knife, half-fork, was invented by a one-armed man. Jamie Lee Curtis has memorized pi to 1,500 decimal places. The band Cake was originally named Pie. A garbage art museum in NYC was shut down after being identified as a biohazard. Charlie Sheen was born with blue baby syndrome, which turns babies blue. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is world leaders. Which of these facts about world leaders are true and which are lies? Winston Churchill wore a hat in the shower. Fidel Castro lost 60 pounds after joining Weight Watchers. Prince Charles speaks Klingon. Saddam Hussein published a romance novel. Yasser Arafat wrote a fan letter to the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants. Mikhail Gorbachev was briefly a spokesperson for Pizza Hut. Tony Blair got his hair braided on a trip to the Caribbean. Let's see the final scores.